Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Tuba Talk, our weekly discussion on not so normal topics. I'm TJ Todd. I'm the communications director here at Jacksonville Presbyterian Church. To the right of me is Landon Moyer. He is the communications and technology intern for the summer. And to the left of me is Jack Taylor, one of our very skilled volunteers.
The utmost skill.
How you guys doing? How's your week been so far?
It's been a long one.
Yeah, you guys have had a lot of work. I'm technically at work right now. These two have jobs elsewhere.
Yeah.
Jack, you just got a new job.
I work at the Rogue Valley Country Club. I work in the bag room and doing just like general maintenance and help for the club, stacking balls at the driving range or helping to fix carts that break down and towing them in and stuff like that.
Cool. Ball stacker.
Yeah. Ball
Your thing
stacker
fell.
of balls.
What? What's that?
What?
I'm good. You
This
continue.
is as I intended.
Landon, you recently got a new job as well.
I did. I am a package handler at FedEx. So
Ball stackers and package handlers.
I know,
That's-
very skilled labeler.
Yeah.
Labeler.
Labeler.
Very skilled labor.
Yeah,
We're
he
both
is.
highly.
Yeah.
We're so underqualified for these jobs.
I did 10 years of training for this job and still not ready.
Yeah. I mean, it's like they expect us to read and write.
Yeah, it's
Come on.
kind of
Not to mention the moving of objects from
Yeah.
one place to another.
yeah. I mean, like I've
Ridiculous.
been preparing for this my whole life. And I don't think I'm ready. Like,
Well, besides the fact that you guys are hard laborers, I do want to pick your guys' brain a little bit about some technical things today. What in the world of technology excites you guys?
think I was
right now?
tightening it.
What's out? What's good?
has the PlayStation 5 price been posted yet?
No
It's-
one knows.
Isn't it $650?
No, that's
Oh.
there's no actual number.
The reason
yet.
they're not using the price as a selling point means it's going to be like
really
$800,
high.
right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a doozy on the wallet.
Yeah, not excited for that.
What are you talking about? Just take it out in student debt. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I
Just
take
say
a
it's a
mortgage
student
out on a
loan.
gaming console?
The gaming console
30-year
will be
loan.
my collateral.
Mom, it has more Ks.
What
I need
else?
the 8Ks.
I'm just gonna throw this stand, so watch out. There we go. Much better.
You're gonna kill the cow
Yeah.
on the.
Little friend.
Yeah, so you guys can't see it, obviously, but on the top of our camera, we have a little toy cow that is who you're supposed to be talking to, which we're kind of just talking to each other right now.
Yeah, we kind of are.
So,
Our bad.
PlayStation 5, the specs were released. Price has not yet been released. But based on the specs, yeah, I would anticipate probably like $700 to $800.
Yeah, well, it has the specs of like a $1,200 PC,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, there's rumors that they might release a version without the disk drive for
Yeah.
like a couple $100.
I thought that was
Less.
real.
That might be real. I mean, I'm sure that they will do that.
That'd be nice.
They did the same thing with like the PlayStation 2. They like did like the slim version.
Yeah, and that's how Nintendo does it with a lot of their stuff. Like
Yeah.
they'll release, like the Nintendo Switch, and then they had the Nintendo Switch Lite, which was basically just a Switch that could do less but was cheaper.
And I think it's funny because regardless of the specs of any console, all consoles are all just trying to play catch up to Nintendo.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Constantly.
Whatever Nintendo does, that's what
They're
everyone
like,
tries
yeah,
to do
let's-
next. It's like we got to do that.
The
Yeah.
one thing that I find interesting about the PS5 is their choice to go with an AMD GPU.
Oh yeah, you think that's
Yeah.
interesting?
Well-
I think that's cost effective.
Well, yeah, it's
measure.
cost effective, but I think, NVIDIA GPUs are heavily more powerful than a. What does that have a? Is that
Yeah.
Oh, GeForce. Okay, but NVIDIA GPUs are heavily more better.
Heavily more better.
I mean,
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think any AMD GPUs can do RTX or of course RTX, but ray
RTX
tracing
is so cool.
specifically.
Yeah.
That stuff is so cool.
What,
all
ray
right.
tracing?
Have you seen Minecraft with RTX?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
like so beautiful.
my opinion on RTX, I got an RTX card a couple weeks ago, the 2070. My opinion on RTX is when it Minecraft, RTX looks amazing.
Oh,
Any
yeah.
shader looks amazing on Minecraft. But
That's true.
like, I have Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which was one of the
Yeah.
first RTX compatible games.
Yeah. Did it change a lot?
It not really. The Tomb Raider games aren't really the best graphically anyways,
Yeah.
right? Like I had it on Ultra and it came out last fall, right?
Yeah.
Last fall,
So pretty
October
recent.
2018. Really recent. And, it looked worse than the one that came out in 2016. I don't know if my settings were wrong. They were all on Ultra, but you know,
Yeah.
RTX adds a little bit,
Well,
and when you use it
Well,
works,
I
right?
feel
But
like
when you're in
some
a
games are already kind of optimized in that setting. Like a
Yeah.
lot of first-person style or like really realistic-looking games kind of already have that whole idea where there's the sun and there's shadows being casted, like just as a part of the environment.
yeah,
But
yeah,
The ray
yeah.
tracing,
But-
but then on Minecraft, it's like
Well,
it's not
I think
really.
it's in Minecraft you have the interaction with the environment, right? Like it's a lot
yeah.
more interactive with the environment. So like having dynamic lighting that's calculated based on where you place lights or where lights are like moved around
That's true. Yeah.
is always I think going to be better than if you just have like a static on the rails game of like you got to
Yeah.
run through this
And-
cave.
Yeah. Also, RTX, it's global illumination is how it is, but it only is really noticeable on reflections and
Yeah.
with bump mapping.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Like in Rise of the Tomb Raider or Shadow of the Tomb Raider, they're all the same basically. They're like the Uncharted games, but less diverse. The Shadow of the Tomb Raider is, mostly in a jungle.
Yeah.
So
They always are.
there's you can't notice the RTX because the
Yeah.
ground is basically a matte texture with no reflections.
Yeah.
The trees are just matte textures with no reflections, right?
That being said, I think that there are times where things, when they get too high def, start to look worse.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
you've ever been to Costco and you like walk past like the 4K TVs and they're like displaying 4K video and you're like,
Yeah.
this kind of looks like an old BBC like special or something.
Yeah.
Because like,
A Ken
Yeah.
Burns documentary.
yeah,
It's
like the lighting is just like,
it looks like Downton Abbey.
yeah, exactly. It looks like Downton Abbey. It
Or
looks like just like this weird, like, because it's hard to match the lighting and everything.
Yeah, and some of
things like
them
that.
kind of like cut through certain CGIs. So when The Force Awakens came out, like on disc at Costco, you could go and like see their high def, like the curved screens and stuff with that, and that movie was playing. But a lot of the CGI characters, you could tell, were CGI. Like it was way more obvious that they like what and wasn't CGI.
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
It's the issue they had with the new Hobbit movies that came out.
That's exactly what I was
Right?
gonna say.
They were what, like I think 90 frames a second in theaters or something.
Yeah, when they finished filming the first Hobbit film, and they were using Reds and all these like really really nice cameras, really inexpensive cameras, but like really nice in terms of like how big of a shot you can get, and then like cram it down in pixel wise. But like they had to do like a couple 100 hours of reshoots because they realized that like characters in costumes, you could like see their real skin underneath like the fake like prosthetics.
Uh-oh.
Like you could literally see the light like piercing through like the rubber
Whoa.
and stuff, and then it would like start to mess with like, wait, where is his nose? Like, cause you see like a shadow like inside his nose for some reason.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's
So they had to like do
crazy.
like a bunch of reshoots for certain scenes and everything, and figure out how to light it better
Yeah.
and do better makeup and stuff for those shots.
CGI is better in lower frame rates
Yeah,
because
definitely.
Yeah.
you can motion blur mini sins away.
your eyes and your brains are a much better CGI machine than any computer and projector. So fewer frames helps your brain basically fill in the gaps, and then it makes everything look a lot smoother and cleaner because you're ignoring a lot of things when you do that. But back to kind of Minecraft. Minecraft just got a new update.
I don't know anything about
Neither
it.
of you guys have played it.
Except for some of my friends have been talking about it.
Have you got news? What's the news?
Oh,
Apparently-
Diamond was dethroned.
yes.
Yeah, netherite.
That was
So
the thing.
basically, you can take diamonds and combine it with netherite.
No,
And that's how you get
ancient
netherite.
debris.
With ancient debris.
Yeah,
That's what.
Ancient debris.
Okay, and then you
debris.
get netherite armors
Yeah.
and swords, and it's basically it's stronger. It's like diamonds to iron.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you can basically plate your diamond armor now, or your diamond
Yeah.
gear with netherite.
So
And it's
basically,
like
they
a-
found a way to add a new material without making all your old stuff obsolete.
Okay, that's good.
So like if you have like your favorite pair of Jordans, right, and you won't.
And you just
I-
turn them into
yeah, it's like-
netherite Jordans.
Dipping your Jordans in gold, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
who wouldn't?
It's like
Come
ups
on.
the value of everything.
And then they also fixed mob spawning, apparently.
What was
yeah,
wrong?
I don't
with
know
it?
what
for
to-
Bedrock. So
Yeah,
that's
for-
a
so that's-
Bedrock exclusive
that's-
feature.
what I play on.
They've changed. So they changed it to match basically Java's spawning algorithm, where it starts at the bottom of the world and moves up. But how Bedrock used to work is that it was a chunk by chunk basis. So basically, if you already had 30 entities in a chunk, it would say, "Oh, this chunk is full," and not spawn
Yeah.
anymore. So even if those entities were chickens or arrows or snowballs, things like that, anything that is kind of a movable,
yeah.
it would basically break any farms that you would try to
Yeah,
make
any kind of
based on spawning, because like nothing really was spawning very well.
yeah.
I mean, it would spawn, but like very
But it
slowly
was-
and
yeah,
over a
kind
long
of a
period of
pain.
time. So yeah, now they've fixed the spawning algorithm. They added like a bunch. Well, not a bunch. They added 3 new mobs and replaced one. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so they replaced.
What did they replace?
They replaced the zombie pigmen from
Oh,
the Nether,
yeah. No, I saw that. It's
and
like
they
a boar.
they are now
Hoglins?
zombie.
Is that it?
Zombie piglins. So piglins are basically villagers of the Nether. They're pig humanoid
Oh.
creatures, and they covet gold more than anything else. So if you mine gold near them, they will attack you. And if you're not
Oh.
wearing anything gold, so if you don't have like a gold helmet or gold boots or chest plate, they will also attack you. They'll see you as
Whoa.
a threat. So if you're
'Cause-
wearing gold, they'll basically treat you like C3PO.
Yeah.
And you'll become like their god, and they'll
Yeah.
worship you. And you can actually
There we
trade
go.
gold. You can throw gold ingots out to them, and they will barter with you and throw different items to you that can be found in Nether.
That's
So actually,
really cool.
I played for like an hour last night, and my first hour, I just like got into the old bucket and water trick to make a quick Nether portal.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah, and then I went in. There's tons of gold now because there's gold ore in the Nether, and so mined a bunch of gold, made some ingots, traded. I have like 2.5 stacks of Ender Eyes now.
Oh my
So
gosh.
if you-
Won't have any
Yeah.
problem.
So if
So-
you attack one, do they still attack? Do they
so-
mob?
So yeah, they definitely mob.
Ah.
There's a
I
new
hate
game
it.
rule introduced though, where you can basically like break the chain. So if you die after they've mobbed you, like they'll lose interest in you. But they also still only have like a 32 block radius. So only piglins within a 32 block radius that you attacked will get angry at you. So you can
Yeah,
move to
okay.
different tribes. Is kind of how they're broken
Oh.
out, and then they won't. It's not like every piglin. in the
Okay,
whole
because
Nether will attack you.
that was-
only certain ones within like a
that was the
Certain
pain. Was like
radius.
you'd be mining quartz or something,
yeah.
and then one would just jump in front of you, and you'd
just like,
hit them, and you're like, "Well, I
"No!"
guess that was a
I've
waste."
never accidentally hit a zombie pigman.
Oh man, it
You are
is
blessed.
Yeah, I know.
I have been trying to shoot a ghast, and one literally just jumps
Yeah,
Like I'm
so-
shooting over its head and it jumps.
So they added the piglins. They added zombie piglins, and so zombie piglins come about from either when a piglin gets attacked by a zombie piglin, they'll turn into a zombie piglin, or if they spend too much time in the overworld, they'll actually start to decay and turn into a zombie piglin.
Wait, so
ki-
they
kind
can-
of like
they
how
can
the
come into the
zombies to
overworld?
drowns, like yeah. So they come through the Nether portal, right, and then they'll spawn on your Nether portal and be in the world, and then if they go back through, they can start attacking other piglins. Hoglins, right? No, piglins are the little villager guys. Hoglins
Too
are
many lins.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hoglins are like these boar-like creatures that the piglins hunt and eat. That will like actually actively kill them, and then when they kill them, they like do fireworks and like a dance and everything to like celebrate.
Are you
Minecraft is
kidding?
too complicated.
Yeah, it's getting nuts.
Dude, Minecraft
And then,
is...
of course, because why not? There's also Zoglins, which are the zombie hoglins.
Of course.
And they're just aggressive
Naturally.
towards everything. They're just, but
'Cause why wouldn't
the,
they be?
The hoglins are no joke. Like they're pretty. Like it's like getting hit by an
They're-
iron golem. Like their attack
Oh.
damage is like pretty high.
Yikes.
and they're just like always aggressive to you. I think they're afraid of some of the new mushrooms that they put into the Nether. So if you like have a mushroom, you can like hold it out. And it'll,
More
like, run
mushrooms.
away.
Okay.
Yeah.
The blue.
The
the
power
warp
of
ones,
mushroom
I think
compels
it's the blue
you.
mushrooms they're afraid
Oh,
of.
okay.
It's like the power of mushroom compels you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, back up! I got this fungus.
Are those the only 3 that they put in?
I think those are the only 3 new mobs that they put in. But they like
Piglins,
put in a
Hoglins,
bunch
and
of
Zoglins?
new biomes and stuff in the Nether. Like they weren't joking. It's Nether update. So
Yeah.
moving on. Sorry, that was a lot about Minecraft. My
Yeah.
bad.
Don't apologize for it.
What other games have you guys been playing, Jack? I assume you've been, keeping up on your same old Destiny.
Yeah, but I played a ton of Titanfall 2
Oh,
It's a good
last
one.
week.
yeah.
That was a really good game. On the way here, I pulled a BT and had to reanalyze my definition of shortcut because I thought I was going faster, but it took me about 10 extra minutes to
Oh.
get here than I anticipated.
Well,
So-
Good thing we were 10 minutes late.
Yeah,
that is true. We were like, I know, we were in my office, and Landon was just like, "Hey, when's Jack supposed to get here?" I was like, "At 3:00." Why? He's like, "It's 3:08." And I was just like,
Yeah.
okay.
And I had just gone to the door and was like, "Are they in there?"
That's awesome. Yeah, glad that we caught you. I was like, he's probably standing outside waiting for us. So yeah, what else is new, guys? What else technology-wise? I know the iOS.
WWDC was earlier this week.
Oh yeah,
The Worldwide Developer Conference.
yeah.
Ac-
Um,
Apple has every year. I didn't watch it. I don't know how they did it remotely.
yeah. Typically, it's in
Um,
person, so
yeah.
it was.
I mean,
I don't know if it was just Tim Cook standing on a stage, because usually he comes out and he has to be like, thank you, for like 3 minutes. So I don't know if they had like everybody on Zoom send like the clap emojis.
Yeah,
And then he's just sitting there in his office like,
Thank you,
thank
thank
you,
you.
good morning, thank you. He just
Yeah.
does that.
yeah.
Well,
I know Bungie had their stream that they usually do,
Oh,
like
yeah.
their usual Guardian Con thing, and they did a fundraiser for St. Jude. I think they broke their goal of 5 million.
Yeah, I didn't realize Bungie has like their own like multi-million-dollar non-profit
Yeah.
company, the
Yeah.
Bungie
Yeah.
Foundation.
Bungie Foundation.
They're like Seattle-based, doing all the cool stuff. Well, Bellevue, I think.
Yeah, Bellevue, Washington. It's Seattle. I mean, you
Yeah.
can say Seattle.
It's like the
It's all the
Portland
same
metropolitan area type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So
Yeah. What happened? What happened at DeveloperCon?
WWDC iOS 14 was announced.
iOS 14.
Mac OS
Big Sur.
Big Sur.
Boom.
Don't know what Big Sur is. I think it's a place in California.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a national park.
And Watch OS 7 was announced. The new iPad OS was announced. I don't know what it's called. And the iPhone SE back home button. The home button is back.
Home button is back.
Thumbprint
Boom, boom,
is
boom.
back.
Yes.
Cool.
It's literally it's an iPhone 11, but it has one camera and a home button. So that's it basically it.
Wow.
Cool.
But
So
somehow it's
basically
$300 cheaper.
Well,
Wait,
it's cheaper.
Yeah, it's way cheaper. That's the whole
3.5
thing.
millimeter jack for headphones? Yay or nay?
Oh, yay or nay? Headphone jack. Let's see.
I don't know.
Because
'Cause,
if
like,
they do, then
That might be like a close to
like,
perfect phone for
yeah,
me.
like that's a comeback if they do.
I
Like, they
think
just
it's
had
strange. Like
Too
I
many
was-
bad ideas in a row.
Yeah.
They're like, let's take away the home button
I like buttons.
and the audio jack.
I like audio jacks.
Yeah,
My
I like being able to charge
Mac
and
here is
listen
chugging.
to music.
Yeah, well,
watching
that's
Mac
what
Max, here we go.
we're recording to it, so that's probably
no
why.
headphone jack.
Nope. Yikes! Get your
Oh.
dongles out, boys.
Dongles are
That's
so
fine.
stupid.
I use wireless headphones anyways.
Yeah,
Well-
I. we both.
Well,
yeah,
There's the door.
There's like, yeah, it's just like always having to recharge them and
yeah,
like,
that's my
keep
thing.
track of them.
Is like just like then if you're trying to do something and then it dies,
True.
you're not somewhere where you can plug it in. It's just like
I like-
dongle
I
time.
like-
I've been in a class, a Zoom class, and my headphones have died, and I have to pull out my gamer headset and put it on.
That's what I wear
Wow.
for
Very
Zoom
shaming.
meetings.
Very
Embarrassing.
shaming.
Embarrassing.
I wear.
I
my
was on a
gaming
virtual
headset.
date with my girlfriend, and I put the headset on. 'Cause my headphones died, and she's like, "Wow, you look like a nerd."
OMG, you look
Yeah.
like PewDiePie.
Thankfully, I
And
don't think
that's
she
a
knows who that
fact.
is.
And
She what?
She doesn't know who PewDiePie is.
Well, I don't know. I should ask her, but that might be a red flag.
Whoops.
Might be a red
No,
flag.
no, I'm sure.
Oh.
It's good to be interested in someone who's interested in different things than you are.
Mm-hmm.
It's very boring. Yeah.
But yeah.
Ask my wife. I'm sure she's so
Mhm.
excited to hear about all of this stuff.
All tuba talk.
She doesn't care about. But that's
Mm.
okay because I
Yeah.
talk to her about like makeup and things that I'm not super into, but you know she's excited about it, so I appreciate her enthusiasm.
Yeah, we're gonna have a different podcast. We're talking about makeup
Yeah.
Makeup.
and the different things happening in
I
makeup.
don't know.
right
I
now.
have watched a lot of Jeffree Star though.
I have not watched any Jeffree Star
Oh, man.
or James
I-
Charles.
Yeah.
Dude,
oh,
if
definitely
you guys
not
have
James
not
Charles.
watched Jeffree Star and James Charles,
I'm
do
afraid
makeup
to.
tutorials,
I'm afraid to.
I am
Like,
afraid to.
They're
Actually,
they're just very entertaining people, regardless of
They're-
if you're interested in what they're like talking about technique wise and everything. Like, they are interesting people.
they are.
Yeah.
Interesting is a word I would use.
I don't know how I feel about being called sister constantly, but
Yeah.
I'm okay.
I don't.
I'll survive.
I don't know about supporting James Charles. He has a bunch of weird stuff that.
Yeah.
happened. But Jeffree
Yeah.
Star is fine. for
Yeah, I have
me, at
nothing
least.
against Jeffree
Yeah.
Star. Although, I mean, just for James Charles, there was a ton of like
Yeah.
horrible things that happened apparently, and I'm just like he's gone from like the mainstream. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen him
Like-
on trending in a while.
Yeah.
Cancel.
Then again, I don't look at trending often.
I don't look at trending ever, but I watch like one or two like news things. It's just like what's happening in YouTube and making fun of them for it.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
like
yeah.
I've not seen James Charles was for at least 2 months like what almost every video was about, and now is not a word.
Yeah, I think was it? It happened in 2018, right?
Oh,
it
I
was
think it
during the
happened-
summer. It was after Coachella. I remember that.
I think it
Maybe.
was the summer of 2019 when
Okay,
it happened.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I think like October, November.
Because then I came back to
last
school,
year
and that's
was
when
when
all the
it was
videos came out, and I was
Oh.
like, "What is
Everybody
this?"
was like, "What's going on with James Charles? Why everyone's talking about James Charles?"
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, I was like, "Whoa, okay."
ugh.
Like this man is crazy.
Well, regardless, I think that there's opportunity to reach out and
Yeah.
and maybe participate in
What they
things
can-
that don't interest you but are like entertaining
Oh, yeah.
at the same time.
what they can do is
There's
really
that.
impressive.
Yeah.
Like,
Makeup.
yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, the way that they do their makeup
Yeah.
is pretty impressive.
I was
Yeah.
watching. There's a show on Disney Plus called "The World According to Jeff Goldblum."
I want to watch that so bad.
It is one of the best docu-series shows I've ever seen. So every episode he goes around the country basically and learns about a different thing. So like there's one where he goes and learns about swimming
Subcultures,
pools,
yeah.
and he learns about RVing, and he learns about sneaker culture and tattoo culture. But they did one whole one on makeup, and it was very interesting because he'll involve like a popular YouTube creator, and he didn't do anybody like Jeffree Star or
James Charles.
James Charles. Thank you. We're just talking about him, but he did somebody else who was talking about the male use of makeup. You know,
Yeah.
and I've used makeup, but only for theater.
Same.
Right.
Yeah.
I've done it for the memes.
Do it
Yeah.
for
Like
the memes?
Yeah, like a lot of my friends are chicks, and like at their birthdays, all the
Oh.
girls just like
It'll
get
be
all the
like,
makeup out, and they're like, "All
Let
right,
the
boys,
guys do
sit
their
down."
makeup. See how bad? Yeah.
They sit us down and then they do it to us. Like they put the
Yikes.
makeup on us, and then we
Good
just look
practice.
stunning the rest of the night.
Stunning.
Stunning.
Like,
Well, no, I mean, like, there's a larger historical context, though, of, like,
Yeah.
men
Yeah.
wearing makeup. Like, for a lot longer than people probably realize. People are like, oh, yeah, ancient Egypt. And you're just like, yeah, but, like,
well, I mean,
all
like,
the time since then, too.
Yeah.
yeah, like
Cultures
kings,
around the world, yeah.
like in paintings or
Mhm.
like
And a lo-
especially in paintings.
Yeah, and a lot of people when they hear makeup, they think of the full eyeliner,
Yeah.
eyebrows, contouring, lipstick, blush, foundation, concealer, everything.
Yeah.
But you can have parts of that.
Yeah, or just, like, powder your face and wear a wig all the time. You
Exactly.
know, that used to
You
be
know.
really popular.
My dad does that on the weekend.
Powder your face and draw on your eyebrows and make them look dark and thick, and then bam, you gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So let's move on to maybe some more personal things beyond work. How you guys doing spiritually? How's life? How's
Doing pretty solid.
yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that churches,
Yeah, church is back.
people are back.
We're back, baby.
Feels
Guess
less
who's
like
back?
a
Go bring-
job I have to go to film stuff, and more just like
Yeah.
going to serve at church again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's less of a wake up at 6:30 in the morning so I can go film this thing and
Yeah.
respect to the
Because you actually
Good
get to
old
see the
same old.
people that you're serving,
Yeah.
which is a big thing for me because I'm very visual. So when we were streaming or just recording, my big thing would be like, well, look at the numbers.
Yeah.
Look at the number go
we
up.
got 119.
But
it's down to 90.
I had like analytics burnout
yeah.
Yeah.
from looking
yeah.
at the concurrent viewers. But now that people are back, I can look at the people in the room, singing along, trying to clap on 2 and 4.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Dude, that was really funny this Sunday when
Uh,
they legitimately, like, there was a complete tear. Literally, there was people, like, half the group was clapping on 1, half the group was clapping on 2.
we had a professional gospel singer come to Westmont to lead worship for 1 week,
Oof.
and he had us clap, and everybody was clapping on 2 and 4, and he was like, "Wow, you guys aren't as white as I thought you were."
Classic.
And then he taught us a Kanye song.
And then he taught us a Kanye
Yeah.
song.
Because Kanye sings gospel now.
Well,
Yeah.
it was a Sunday service song,
Yeah.
but it wasn't actually Kanye.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm doing pretty good spiritually as well. Just finding time to be in the Word and studying. Who was it? There was See, this is why I need to have my laptop on. Tell you,
Right there.
but I
Look at
will.
it.
I listened to a sermon series by a pastor from the South, and he was the chaplain for Jimmy Carter, and he's kind of led the
Wow.
racial reconciliation.
It wasn't Perkins, was it?
No, it
Because
wasn't.
that's the
no.
guy that Dustin keeps talking about.
Yeah, John Perkins is also a pastor, and he also was a chaplain at the White House for a while, which is pretty awesome. But no, and like that was kind of cool, just because like that's something that is kind of always on my heart. It's just like being mindful of like what we have done in terms of like society to kind of reconcile those things, and as Christians, what we can do to kind of like welcome people of different cultures and races and ethnicities into the fold, because I think it's definitely pretty important.
Is Brian Tukes?
No.
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 Okay. Well,
Sorry. He was one of them.
I can't.
Those Christian presidents,
Those
it would be a
dudes.
lot to be a White House chaplain. I think that would be
Yeah.
a tough
yeah,
job,
that'd be.
Especially nowadays.
day in and
you know.
day out.
Yeah.
Disregarding who the president is, just nowadays
Yeah,
it would be
yeah,
hard.
Exactly. The cultural climate of everything.
Yeah.
It's a lot more stressful than it probably even used to be.
But then you could just like, you could send really passive emails that are just like verses that like are topical, but like undermine everybody's decisions. Like, here's the scripture verse for today, and it's like James 13, whatever. I don't know. Just a verse, but it in the gist is like they're making a decision on like immigration, and you like quote something from like what God says about like aliens,
Yeah.
where it's like let them, and it's just, and they're like, well, now I feel bad.
Yeah,
you
it's like,
know?
bro, you just dampen the mood, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of those things. Even this week on the church's social media, I posted a quote from John Perkins actually about how like following after God's will or yielding to God's will is like sometimes it's really uncomfortable and sometimes it like actually hurts. Like it hurts your pride or it hurts your your own philosophy to be attuned to like what God's truth is, but
Sometimes it just physically hurts.
Yeah, he ends it by saying, "It's like, but it always brings peace. Like, yielding to God's will always bring peace, even if you feel hurt by the fact that God may be asking you to give up, your racial tendencies or the things that you think like are making you a better person, but like God's just like, hey, you need to change that. Like, it's not in line with who I am and what I'm about, and so." That'll always bring peace, and I think that that's really important. But now let's move on to the juicy stuff. This last service, how'd it go?
I think it was our first like
live one back
in person,
Yeah.
and all things considered, it went really well on
Yeah.
the live end of things. In like for the
Yeah.
room, the stream was a different story about,
The people in the room definitely got the better end of the deal.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about whether or not you should come back, come back. Why not?
come to second service. There was like 50 people.
Yeah.
You know.
It was a
Plus, I
pretty
mean,
small
like
group.
we've got that TV outside now.
Yeah.
You could bring like
There's
lawn chairs and go
overflow.
and sit out there and watch.
There is overflow.
But yeah, on the stream side of things, audio wise, where the way that we mix all of the audio for the congregation is through our soundboard, and we're trying currently to find a way to basically be able to have one audio mix that we send to the room and the one audio mix that we send to the stream. So that, because while we didn't have people in the room, we could just have the one mix and send it to the stream. But now we have to mix for the people in the room and the people on the stream.
It sounds
So,
different.
Yeah, it really does.
It really, yeah. That is one of those things that sounds different.
Just like how like listening to something through speakers in your car is going to be different than listening to speakers on your phone.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
For sure.
But, we tried a new way, and we accidentally didn't send any of our frequency settings over.
Yeah.
So all of the EQ, there was no EQ on the stream, basically.
So it wasn't equalized at all, just
So,
one level.
And
Everything's
something-
at the same level.
Well,
Oh.
yeah, that too. And I think, is somebody's phone ringing? Okay.
Yeah, it's mine.
I think
Sorry.
I think we didn't send correct compressor information. So we have
Right.
I think
We had basically
We'll fix it.
We had sound.
Yeah.
We had effects on all of the tracks, but then the way that they were bundled, they didn't get compressed
Yeah.
or equalized, so they all kind of went out at the same.
Yeah. So that's why, we tried
So
to
if
think it
you
was like,
listen back to this last week's,
turn the guitar down, and like you try to turn the guitar down
Yeah.
on the stream, and it doesn't turn down. And you're like, what the heck?
Yeah,
It's because
I
as you're
remember
turning
that.
it down, the software is recognizing that you're turning it down, and it thinks it needs to bump up the signal in order
Yeah.
to not, because it thinks it's getting quieter.
Jack, how'd things go for you?
I mean,
Service-wise.
I had my one or two, typical goof ups where your finger goes, we're pressing, and you go a slide ahead on accident,
Yeah.
or
Whoops.
like the classic, oh, they're actually gonna do this part again. Didn't
Do
know
you
that.
do you prefer in ProPresenter? Do you prefer clicking on each individual slide with the mouse or using the spacebar to navigate?
I like using the arrow keys a lot of times.
Okay.
Because when I use the mouse, I have kind of slightly shaky hands. You probably can't see on the camera, but so my finger a lot of time will be shaking
Okay.
when I'm on the mouse.
So
And
it'll
sometimes I'll because
Okay.
our mouse is it's got very low resistance for clicking, and sometimes I'll just triple click.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm like, oh, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I think we're actually following what we put in Planning Center as law. I mean, you said
Yeah.
oh, let's go over that thing again, but
Yeah, we're starting to get more on
we're
track.
Well,
we're
and
setting
then-
up the slides.
Yeah, you had work last week, so you didn't make it to rehearsal.
Yeah, I wasn't-
Which is usually when you catch up on they're gonna sing this part twice.
Oh, yeah, and
those
the-
things are.
And the 2 days before, I had the night shift at work, then the next day the morning shift, and then that same day I had hung out with friends, and then I was out till 12, and the next day
Yikes.
was church service,
yeah.
and I was there at 7 in the morning, and I
Those-
was
Those
operating
back-to-back
on
shifts.
a lot of tea.
yeah, tea. Yeah, gotta hit the T.
We
Dude,
got
you gotta
you a
hit that
coffee,
tea.
right?
You did give me a coffee
Yeah.
for second service, yes.
second
Yeah.
service,
So,
yeah,
between-
That got me through there.
Between the services, I tried to make
Attempted
a
to.
quick run to Good Bean to grab breakfast for me and John and drinks for the boys, but Good Bean took 45 minutes to make 2 little breakfast burritos.
Because it's a Sunday. And
Because
that employee probably hadn't stayed up late with their friends as well.
Well, considering people who are after me in line got their burritos first,
oh, that's
Oh,
they
I
could have
see.
given me 2 burritos.
It was ageist.
Yeah.
They were being ageist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were
but
just like,
Those
you can
stink.
wait.
we ended up getting 2 free drinks because I got I got a latte for John and I got a cold brew for me, and then I was standing there and she's like, "Hey, so nobody's claimed these drinks. Do you want them?"
Heck
Dude,
yes.
And I said,
Poggers.
"Yeah," and it was like a 20-ounce latte and a iced hazelnut.
yeah,
latte,
I
so.
took the hazelnut latte.
Yeah, I got
Pretty
Americano.
Was that what that
with
was?
sugar, yeah.
I don't know the
Ooh.
coffee words. All I know
Americano
is
with sugars are good.
black and
Just like-
iced and cold brew.
It's basically a black coffee with sugar, so.
Dude, Starbucks Nitro.
Mm-hmm. Any
is
nitro.
really
Is it
good.
good?
There's a local coffee shop in Jacksonville, Cerberus Coffee. They have really good nitro.
Yeah.
The three-headed dog.
Yeah, it's the one that's right when you hit downtown when you're coming in from Medford.
Yeah,
It's
the
right there on the left.
by the weird intersection.
Yeah.
The strange.
The one where
intersection.
people are technically still on the freeway, but they're going through town.
Yeah, I think it is Cerberus is the longest that a coffee shop has survived in that space.
Yeah,
Because
Probably.
we had 45 coffee. We had something called, what was it, like stiff coffee or something?
I have no idea. I
But it
didn't
was
even
something.
pay attention to them.
And then it was 45 coffee, which only lasted a few months. But Cerberus has been here for like a year and a half now.
Yeah,
so,
it's the only one of those that I've ever gone to.
They're
yeah.
starting
They
to
have
make
one of
it.
those. They have so when you go wine tasting, sometimes they'll have charts of what flavors are in the wine.
Yeah.
I've never been wine tasting.
I was about to say, I was like, whoa, okay.
I just realized when I said that, I was like,
Wait.
wine
But I've
tasting.
been wine
Yeah.
tasting.
As you know. But they have
Yeah,
wine.
yeah,
I've
no,
seen
yeah.
wine charts.
Yeah, no,
they,
wait,
they
yeah.
tell you this has
Oh.
a woody note. or
Yeah.
Yeah, this
is
They
one
have
has
very
a slight
earthy,
nutty aftertaste with the
Yeah.
lovely
with celery.
Yeah.
garnished with celery.
Garnish
They
with
have
celery.
but they have one of those for coffee, and all
Cool.
the blends that they
Yeah, they
sell.
do.
Yeah.
So
And that was cool. I do agree.
Interesting. Yeah, that's the details that I like to look at, like when I'm in the store or whatever, and
Yeah.
I'm buying like coffee for my wife. I don't really drink coffee. Like I will drink coffee, but like I'm not a
Yeah.
given
wake
the
up.
choice,
It's like
Yeah,
a last
I'm not
ditch
like a
resort
wake up
for me.
and drink coffee person.
you're a
I
rock star guy.
Well, like,
Yeah.
I try not to be dependent on like any substance, but yeah, caffeine, soda pop is
Yeah,
usually what
from-
I lean towards.
the last week I've been trying to postpone my coffee until after my shift,
Oh,
right?
okay, yeah.
but I just like I couldn't do it.
Just gonna fall
I
asleep.
I couldn't do it.
really-
I wouldn't fall asleep. I just like couldn't move. You know?
Yeah, you
'Cause
just have no energy in your
when,
body to.
when you're not drinking coffee, your blood vessels are all smaller than
Yeah.
they are when you're drinking coffee. So I probably could have toughed it out for like a week and then I would have been normal. But coffee just tastes good and it makes me feel awake. So
Yeah, I put an unhealthy amount of sugar.
Are
in
you
my
like a
coffee.
candy bar coffee person? You like
That's
what
Dutch
John does.
Bros, like-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't drink most just because I'm not a bitter person. I don't like anything that's bitter, like at all. But I don't really do good with sweet stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're not like
soda- like-
cupcakes and
Yeah, like oh my
lollipops,
gosh,
you're just
cakes, any kind of cake cannot do that. Chocolates cannot do that. But most like liquidated sugars, I'm pretty good with. So I put a ton of sugar in a lot of my coffees just because I don't like the bitterness. If I'm gonna drink something to keep me awake, I want it to
Yeah.
be sweet.
I think you have to be born into and molded into the black coffee experience very early on.
Oh yeah,
Nobody got my Batman reference. That's okay. But
born into it.
thank you. But
molded by it.
I had my first black cup of
Okay,
coffee
Bane.
when I was at Boy Scout camp. I was like 14.
I thought you were gonna say here at church. You
No,
got it, like-
no.
Okay.
But my parents were always like, "Oh, don't drink coffee yet." They never said stunt your growth because that's
Yeah,
I don't know,
it's
it's
a
not
wives' tale.
true.
It's not true.
but it
Irrelevant.
was just like, coffee. If you drink it too much, you'll get really dependent on it, especially
Yeah.
from a young age,
Yeah.
right? But I had it at Boy Scout camp, black
Mhm.
French press, and
Wow,
so that
that's-
was I
that-
didn't I started with black. I didn't start with flavored coffee.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
yeah.
A lot of people start with flavored coffee when they first drink coffee, and that's not good.
Yeah, for
Because
me,
then you think all coffee tastes like that.
yeah.
I think there's lots of things in life like that. Though.
For me, I prefer to put honey. Honey is really good in coffee.
Oh,
I
I'll
think.
have to try that.
I put like copious amounts of honey a lot of the time.
Mhm.
I mean, at my house right now, we don't have any honey, so I just put sugar and cream in it. But when I have honey, I don't put any cream. I don't put anything other than honey in it.
You
and
know,
it's
speaking of
amazing.
honey, this episode is sponsored
This-
by.
yeah. This video
No.
is brought
Make sure
to you by
have
honey.
the
Our-
web browser app, and it could save you money.
Our 2
Yeah.
subscribers are
Yeah,
Not
are losing
impressed,
their minds right
considering
now.
one of them is one of my other accounts. But
yeah.
Well, anything else to wrap up? What are we forgetting to talk about before we close here? Talked about this last week's service. Talked about some technology stuff.
I just wanted to mention WatchOS 7 is looks like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
What is
You
it?
know,
Is it
It's-
gonna
I haven't
is it
looked
gonna
at it at
change the
all.
battery life of
Yeah.
the
I don't know.
Apple
But-
Watch? Because that's literally the only reason why I won't get one. Is because
I want one. So
What do you
bad.
mean?
you have to charge them like every other day.
Oh,
I charge it at night.
yeah, just charge it every
I-
night.
What if I wanted to track my sleep, dude?
That's what the new thing is.
Oh, so
Seriously?
hopefully
So
the
the new
battery
thing is
lasts
sleep
long
tracking.
enough to do sleep tracking.
Yeah. So, especially on the newer ones, sleep tracking is going to be great. But, and these charge really fast. They charge within an hour.
I don't have a smartwatch. I got my
I wish I had
wife
a
a
smartwatch.
smartwatch for
She have, like, a Fitbit?
Her birthday this year. Yeah, and so I got her the Fitbit Versa, and literally that thing goes like 4 days without charging, and she just charges it while she's in the shower, and like
That's
It's
cool.
Does-
fully charged in like 25 minutes.
Does the iPhone 6s have a compatible watch? Because I really want
I don't know,
an Apple Watch.
but
Yeah.
the thing is sleep tracking. They have a whole new sleep app that goes with your health app. It can tell you if you're sleeping good or if you're sleeping poorly based on, I don't know, if you fling your arm around when you sleep.
oh, I do that a lot.
Yeah.
I actually,
And
I
heart
actually
rate.
wake up with cuts on my arm, like hands and stuff, just from banging the walls.
Yeah.
Because it'll tell you when to charge it. But
I love that little disc
one of the
man.
one of the awesome, and they're adding automatic hand washing. Not like it'll wash your hands, but
I was
it'll
like,
do a timer.
Yeah, it'll remind you, hey,
Yeah.
you're washing your hands for 20 seconds. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Yeah.
Okay, stop. You get,
okay, thank you for doing that.
it'll sense whether or not you
But
wash your
custom watch faces, that's a new
Ooh,
thing.
Ah.
Because
That's
watch faces
all-
for me have always been like, yeah.
See, this is where I'm just like,
I just want to watch
there's
in general.
other smartwatches that have been able to do all of these
Well,
things for
but
a long
it's
time.
Apple.
The only,
Dude, oh
the
my
only
gosh.
thing the other smartwatches can't do is you can't do the talk, or you can't do the text on the watch. Is the
True,
thing. You
yeah.
can't
I
like,
was-
text people back via your watch.
I literally just saw a meme this morning that was like Apple when it brings stuff that Android has had for 4 years to their products.
Yeah.
It's like no need to thank me.
Yeah.
No
it's
need
like
to thank me. It's just like
it's
dude,
just I
The
like
problem is
But
that
look at
way
the
way
that-
product. is
when
a
they
lot
do
nicer.
it, they do it so amazing.
I
Right.
disagree.
You disagree?
I
I
think
like
when they
it.
do it, they have gleaned from other people who
Oh,
did
yeah.
it, which is fine.
Well, I mean that's what
But,
being
like,
competitive
I
is all about.
I don't know. I don't care too much for like the sleek aesthetic. As I'm developing the church's app right now, and like part of it is like they give me like Pushpay is the one who originally developed the app, and then they gave me like a portal to like edit things on the app. But like I'm an actual app developer, so like to like give me a toy toolbox and be like, you can make whatever you want, and I was just like, it's still a toy
Go at it.
toolbox. Like what
Yeah.
are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't make half the things I
Have
want.
fun.
I feel like that's what I found why I'm not like typically an Apple person is because like I always want to do more than what they will
Yeah.
allow.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
I want to change my watch face, and they're like, oh, you can't do that yet, and I'm just like, why not? That's like a very simple thing
Yeah.
to do, and
I
these other
like-
people did it like 4 years ago.
I like
Um,
Motos. Motorola has some. I mean, like they're super, like not on any kind of level, and
Yeah, I like the idea of a lot of the Motorola stuff just because, like, yeah, they have, like, that modular idea
Yeah.
where, like, you can customize and make things the way you want it. The problem I have with it is, like, a lot of it is kind of, like, poorly made. Like, it's very,
Yeah.
like, it's just not very durable, right? It's just, like, it's
Mhm.
not long-lasting. It's, like, short burst of, like, yes,
yeah,
11
I
megapixel
love
camera
this.
that I could slap onto this thing, and it's like, oh, like that's not great.
Yeah.
you know.
yeah.
But who knows? Like, I think if they keep it up, they can definitely like find a niche in that
Yeah.
market for sure.
Totally. They already make a bunch of walkie talkies.
Well, it has been great talking with everyone. Good to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments if there's anything you think we should address next time. We're looking forward to it. And thanks again for watching. Bye.
Hopefully this episode goes up.
Yeah. hopefully
Yeah, yeah.
it goes up.
Try number 3.
Try
Yeah.
number 3. Episode number
Oh,
3.
we weren't recording this whole time. Oh well.
Wait,
Well,
for real?
no, we're no.